Our Treasure Chest Committee meeting of January 13th, 2022. And first, we're going to check to make sure we have a quorum and have Heather, Ellie, Rini, Bim, myself. We have a quorum. Jean's here as well, and Larry's here as well. Excellent.
You look very nice in that suit.
Thank you. The first time in a long time I've gotten all my jeans and sweatshirts.
How does it feel?
I don't like it.
There you go. Okay, we're going to move on to old business, and first agenda item under old business is to accept the Treasure Chest Committee meeting minutes of December 16th, 2021, and I had emailed those to you, and I have provided them to you here this evening. I mean, I know the items that I've highlighted in red
Yep.
or highlighted in yellow. In one instance, I'm indicating that something's been duplicated, so I'll pull that out. And then in another section in yellow, I added the words "and signed."
Yeah. They look good.
Any questions or comments in regards to these draft meeting minutes? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for December 16th, 2021? And since I have it in yellow and I have to take stuff out, I'll say as amended.
Yep.
So Ellie, is that a so moved?
I'll say, so moved.
I have a second?
Yep.
Yep.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let me just do that. Okay, we're going to move on to our second agenda item under old business, which is finalized preparation of the Treasure Chest operational plan. So based on the discussions that we had at our last meeting, I tried to incorporate that into this document here. So here's my first cut. You'll see in yellow, I've highlighted this front section here, which is pretty much the same as this section here.
So where will it appear? It'll only appear under...
So, you know, where would you prefer to see it?
Under,
I mean, we can,
I think under guidelines, but... I'd
you
be
want to
open
remove it on, do you want to leave it under 17, or do you want to remove it from the front?
Remove it from the front. And I
What do you
don't know if
think
anyone
about that,
else-
Rini?
I think it's fine. I was wondering, do we want it 17 though? It's, you know, do we want to change the number of it, or what does anyone else think?
Is it a higher priority than 17, you mean?
That's what I wondered, if someone should read it first, or it doesn't matter. I don't really mean number one. I'm just saying it's,
I don't think these were in any,
order.
Special order.
yeah,
of the
I really
board.
don't.
Right,
As long as it's there.
right.
Then I think it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and there's also a sign there as well on the building,
That's right.
and it indicates, and people are always like, I'm like, well, the sign's right there. They start writing, I'll say, take a picture of it,
And Mela said she really wants to do those brochures, that would really help with the
Yeah.
second, so.
you know, so that would be good. So I'll remove it from the front section then.
Okay.
Okay.
But you know where you have above that, the paragraph, the
Yeah, I
treasure
was just
chest
looking at that
accepts.
too, because you're talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about accepts and then
Accepting and
doesn't
then-
accept.
yeah.
So I don't know whether we
So do you
want
like it in the front and
Well, I'm
and
wondering
remove it
if
from
we,
17?
I'm wondering if we should do the accept somehow under the guidelines. See what I mean? You know how we have
That
17 for
paragraph above the yellow one on the front page, maybe
Put
should
that in
be
the back.
above 17.
18? Yeah,
back
maybe it
is
should
what
be
we're saying.
16.
Well, it could be part of 17 too, it really doesn't matter.
Right, it could be
Right.
part of 17.
Just be part of 17,
correct.
it's the whole
I mean,
thing,
That could
so,
be the whole thing.
instead of moving numbers around.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would,
yeah,
I would,
Yep, we can just add that paragraph. I'll remove the yellow here, add the paragraph above it to 17.
yeah.
Wonderful. Good.
Otherwise, I think it looks really, very good.
One thing I wanted to mention is, let me see if I can find it here. If you look at item number 11 on the second page, which is the same as item number 9 on the last item of rules of etiquette, where it says volunteers shall use discretion in taking a limited number of donated items and shall do only at the end of the shift. When I was talking to Janet about this, the way it has happened in the past is if you're volunteering, you are allowed to select a limited number of items during your shift, but you weren't allowed to take those items to your car till the end of your shift. And somehow that's not reflected here. But that's how it is, and I wouldn't want somebody to not understand how that was. So we need to have that reflected here.
I think you could probably say volunteers shall discreetly take a limited number of items, and put them in their vehicle at the end of their shift.
Or at the end of the day, you know.
At the end of the day, because you
yeah.
might have 2 shifts,
But-
I mean, whatever, at
but
the end of the,
that's-
well, yeah,
Because when I
whatever.
looked, I started looking back about some of the stuff that we had in the actual office, stuff that wasn't part of what was at town hall.
Right, right.
And there was that, and I called up Janet, and I was like, Janet, right now, this is what this says, but this is not how things are. So I just want to make sure we're being as factual as we possibly can be. So I can make that change there in both those locations.
But you're not gonna leave the item out, like in the mainstream of
Well, we
the
had-
treasure chest, if you're a volunteer and you wanna take that item.
we have there was a bin system.
We each have a bin, and we put our things that we'd like to have in the bin.
Oh, that's good.
And then, because you might, at the end of your shift, there might be nothing that you wanted. So
Well, that's
if you
what I
find a
mean.
little, say a jewelry box or something, and I saw that's cute, we each have a box.
Well, that makes sense to me. I mean, I
Right,
think
and
you
then we
need
put
to
it in
do
there,
that.
because at the end of your shift, you wouldn't be
wouldn't be there.
able to do it. You wouldn't even be able to shop, you have to get out of there.
So would you say using the bin system or using a,
Yeah, I just don't know how, let me work with you on that,
okay,
and we'll find the right
Wording.
words for that. And
Right.
I'm not quite sure what that is. I pretty much have an idea, but let's work through it, and then maybe you, myself, and Bim, as the officers, can just pull that together,
sure. Sounds good.
if
I
that's
just
okay
want to
with
let you know, I've had some friends of mine, now that they know that I'm on this committee, who don't think the volunteers should be able to take anything.
Oh, I
And
disagree.
they want to start a petition stating so.
Could
I'm
be,
just throwing
but
that
it-
out there.
No, and that's fine.
And I said, well, if they weren't volunteering and they came, you know what I mean? If you weren't a volunteer, why can't you take a thing? I mean, I'm not talking 10 things a day, a
Yeah, and
a thing
people,
or two. So,
all I have to say is, people were very good about taking a very limited number of items.
okay.
In the past, things had gotten out of control. We had some
Correct.
people that just,
And I think maybe
had-
that's what
they
they were
had
talking
issues.
about.
and all of a sudden, those are the people that, you tend to hear about. But,
A lot of them are gone.
yeah, they
I'm not trying to
are.
say, but there's a lot
Like I
that were
said, I
gone.
think it was from before when they used to
Yeah,
see it,
yeah. Yeah,
And I think you wanna be careful not to be too rigid about anything to put yourself in a box.
Right,
You know what I mean, that you can't enforce.
exactly.
I mean, we're
Exactly.
trying to keep everybody happy,
Happy.
and, sometimes, like Confucius say, bend like the willow.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
don't want to be
and the
so.
volunteers get first priority anyway, so, yes, we know, they get, you know, the first, if we see something comes in, they get the first priority to
They
have.
should, they're not getting paid, they should.
No.
No, no.
Our customers.
Yeah,
Oh.
the clientele do, yeah.
Our clientele gets the
Yes,
first.
always,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Always, so.
You know, something drives in, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I see something on a truck or something, and you got 10 people wanting it before, you don't,
Feeling
you
gets
know,
off.
that's just the way.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, and somebody's gonna get that, and, you know, God love them, you know, because they'll be fighting for it.
Yeah.
But, and that's, sure, and anything like that.
Absolutely.
and
And
that's-
hopefully we won't
and that's
have that.
not
We'll
what
have
this
better
speaks to.
parking, I mean,
Yeah.
better system where we're not having people fight. I mean,
I
you
don't
know.
want the public to get the wrong idea, though, because when you fight, I mean, the police haven't been there, and we don't have skirmishes that can't be settled, that people don't work out, correct?
No, but I'll tell you, since we've gone Harwich only, and
That's
we don't
correct.
have the people hanging out the way they used to.
Right, you don't
I
have the
don't see
problem.
those skirmishes and those things happening
Anymore.
the way they used to.
Right,
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that,
Yeah.
because we're on
I mean,
live.
you know, it wasn't even controlled chaos at some times back in the day.
Yeah,
Ever since Tom has been here and yourself, it's
It's just-
cleared up. It just, you know.
And Janet as well, you know,
And Janet,
and again,
yes, yes.
some people have left, and, you know, I think the quality and the caliber of the volunteers
Change.
is at a high point. So, you know,
Okay, good.
yeah, I think it is. Other than that, those two items, do you see anything else that you would change in this? Because if not, you know, we could probably vote to accept these as amended. We'll make those amendments, and then we'll have something that hopefully we'll be able to, you know, have the selectmen have an opportunity to look at.
Right.
great.
What do you think about that, Larry? Does that sound like a decent approach?
If I don't stand up, I'll get yelled at, right, Caleb? I do.
Okay.
I think discussion is very good. Just anecdotally, a few years ago, it was one of my, I used to get numerous emails, people complaining that we were talking about. And the last, I concur with what you said, the last year or so, those nasty emails to me went away. And so it's been working right. I think as long as you're, as Alan has said, you know, not, or whoever said, not too rigid, but, I mean, they're volunteers. They need to have
Exactly.
something. What you don't want to do is grabbing everything, because then they're being accused of, you know, reselling in yard sales and things like this. They have to,
Right.
and I think that's up to your, whoever is in charge. You know, you always assign someone in charge. They casually keep track of it.
We have,
But-
actually have language that was in the office that speaks to all of
Right.
that. What the shift supervisor does to ensure that,
Yeah.
you know, the clientele always has, you know,
Right.
first option, all of that. It's,
And my comment, I think this is great. I was reading this afternoon back through the package that you gave me, I think, on what was before. You know, that it was much longer and detailed document. You may want to go back and include some of that as a separate, as backup to this, because the document that you just showed me, even though parts of it's incorporated here, it might be worthwhile as a way to emphasize it,
okay.
to show that. But yeah, I think you're getting close to getting time to make a draft presentation to the board.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, I want to thank everybody for their efforts in regards to getting this together, you know, or doing this the democratic way. So, and I want to thank you all for attending a meeting like this with COVID and everything going on. It's tough to do. I know folks are concerned, I am as well. So, you know, it just goes to show how important this is to us.
Let's stop now.
I have a question.
Certainly.
This shift leader, under number 2,
Mm-hmm.
is that a person who should assign the gate?
The shift leader?
Should the shift leader
Yes.
say who sits outside at the gate?
Typically, the shift leader would say, okay, I've got a list on the table here, you know, write down who's going to take it on a half hour. And people would write it down. And if somebody didn't have their name, or if there was a slot, the shift supervisor would work with somebody to fill it out. But, you know,
That's
most of
kind-
the time it was just, yep, but that was how it was happening.
Because it's kind of a new procedure we had to put in place. since these were originally written. So I don't know if you wanted to include it.
Are they looking for that level of or that level of detail here?
Yeah, that's, or where would that be written if not here?
So you want to say here, shift supervisor?
I think we need to, because a lot of people buck the shift leaders, and I think that's a responsibility that we need to have to,
So shift supervisors shall be responsible for maintaining gate coverage?
well, making sure that someone's gonna go.
Be at the gate,
And then everybody has to go.
checking stickers.
Right.
Yeah. Because you know, I want to thank Ellie for taking everybody's shift like 2 years ago.
Because I liked being outside.
I know, well, the other thing I wanted to mention is if we are gonna be outside, maybe they could make us a little booth or something, because, or there's a lot of rainy days and there's a lot of days that are really bad and we're out there, so I don't know if it's weather permitting or what, but I know that, if we're gonna do this year round, then we need some kind of, something. It's cold.
Like a telephone booth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something, you know, just a question, but it's very cold to be out there in the,
Jim, I'll let you mention it to Lynn.
Under two, what Ellie brought up, I wondered if you'd want to do A, B, and C. You know how you have inside and outside shift leader to provide leadership? I just don't know if you'd want to specify the duties. In other words, A, B, and C, when she said that who's going to be the gatekeeper, and are we going to, is someone going to be, like, monitor inside? Is someone going to monitor outside? Do you
Well,
switch off?
typically we do. We have
we already have it.
an inside shift supervisor and an outside shift supervisor.
Oh, okay. So does it, who
It doesn't
would-
say that here. I don't have that level of detail there. If the selectmen were looking for that level of detail, we could provide it. It hadn't been provided in the past.
Oh, maybe you
But
don't
that
need it.
information, is usually in the kitchen.
Okay, I just wanted it to be clear when you were saying that it's important that someone know who's on the
Right,
gate.
who made me sit out there? Who's telling me to do this?
Is that an outside, is that the outside?
Well, that's the
shift supervisor?
responsibility of the shift supervisor, to make sure that there's always going to be a volunteer, working the gate, checking stickers.
So it sounds like the shift supervisor is in charge of three duties, inside, outside, and the gate, right?
No, there's an inside shift supervisor that's just takes care of what's going on inside, and the outside shift supervisor, makes sure that the outside activities are occurring the way they should be, and that there's a volunteer maintaining the gate,
Gate,
checking
okay.
stickers.
Okay,
Maybe with that, what she's saying, I'm kind of getting, like, the shift leaders inside, inside and outside should decide, some of their people should be out, some of our people should be out, you know what I mean?
I don't know, typically we have
I'm
not
saying
enough people,
sometimes people
typically we don't have enough people on the inside, that somebody from the inside is going to be working the gate.
Say that again?
Typically, we don't have enough people on the inside that somebody from the inside could be working the gate. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the inside people and the outside people all take a shift outside. That's the way we've done it. Because the thing is,
Well, some of the inside ones don't. I never see Bev take an outside shift. I never see Norma take an outside shift.
no, just the older people
Rose.
didn't, but everybody else, as Ellie would tell you, everyone inside, everybody takes a shift because it's only usually two people outside altogether. We don't have a lot of people outside in general.
what about the second sentence there? It says shift leaders will be noted on the posted schedule. I wonder if you could put that, shift leaders will be noted on the posted schedule, and one will appoint gate coverage, or whatever. I don't know, I just didn't know if you need to spell it.
Right now, I have two, having like each 3-hour shift shall have an inside and outside shift leader who will provide leadership to our volunteers and handle any questions or issues that should arise. Shift leaders shall be noted on the posted schedule. Shift leaders will ensure somebody is at the gate checking stickers at all times.
That's good.
No, what I'm saying is, we use usually the whole group though, not just the outside for people outside. Inside and outside people go outside.
And there's only one shift leader per shift.
Right, no, two, one inside and one outside. That's what he's
Well,
saying.
it's easy enough for somebody on the inside if they want to work the gate, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
is it mandatory? I mean, it's really never been mandatory for somebody to work the gate, it's always kind of been voluntary. There were some people in the past who refused to work the gate.
Are we
And
gonna
so,
leave it that way?
again, you have to be flexible enough to be able to bend and accommodate that, but for the most part,
You're shaking
People
your
did
head
it.
no over there.
I understand.
Huh?
No, I don't think it's fair for somebody to refuse. Nobody wants to do that job.
no, I'm not saying it, but I think some people it was difficult for them to do it.
If they couldn't do it physically, absolutely, I agree. But not
Eh,
if they're.
All I can
It's not,
say,
right, we need
we-
to get this straight, because it's not, no, really.
and I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, is it a requirement for everybody, all volunteers who are working on a particular shift to to work the gate, to do a half-hour shift on the gate?
So we better put
Is
it
that
on
what you're
etiquette
saying?
too, then.
I would say if we had a booth that everybody should, I mean, unless it's a medical necessary,
Right,
then that's the case. But otherwise, there's people that are like, I'm not doing it.
they just don't want to.
Some people that are
Oh,
very
and
capable.
and
Right,
we've been
right.
there, I've
Right,
been
right.
there, so I know what
When we
that
have the
is.
meeting with the volunteers and go over all the rules, it can be incorporated right into that. Everybody has to take a turn, period.
So let's make that up item number 10 then, on etiquette.
And then that way, it's right up front. There you are.
Unless it's a medical, like I said,
Right, if you have a medical necessity.
thing,
then
it can't be
that's
out
something
there.
different, but-
Because a lot of
So,
people, we
okay,
have a
so-
big battle about
And
this.
if
So,
somebody
so
did
under,
want to
so
do it,
under
somebody else
etiquette,
wanted to do
Ellie
it,
is saying that we can add a number 10 and just indicate that all volunteers,
Are expected to,
expect to take a shift or, to work the gate.
Right,
yeah.
And then
right.
that's that.
Now, there's two shift leaders per shift, an indoor person, outdoor person, correct?
We always had somebody who was the shift leader working the cage, who was in charge of the
Right,
cage.
right.
So I always thought that was the inside shift leader.
That's right, because she
And-
wasn't sure about that, but I said, that's what we've always had.
Yeah, and then on the outside, we always
That's
had the
right.
outside shift
That's
leader.
right.
I take it in the morning, you might take it in the
Right,
afternoon.
that's right.
I know
Right.
that Rose was a shift leader on like maybe a Sunday morning.
That's right.
Or maybe it would be Cindy,
That's right.
and so,
So there's been two shift leaders, Ellie, just so you know, one inside and one out, just
I
so.
was never aware of the inside.
I, me either.
Yeah, there has been,
Yeah, we didn't know that.
okay.
We weren't made aware.
Yeah, it was usually Rose or Cindy or,
so, I have a question. The volunteer sign-off that I put together, any questions or comments on that? I mean, not only were we saying that we wanted people to read it, we also wanted people to sign that they read it.
Right.
No, I could change the print name, signature, and date, and I could put that just about anywhere, so it's not so much the format as much as what it says.
yeah,
Yep.
it's fine.
So I'll leave that as is then. I'll take out maybe print name or change that slightly.
And I want to bring it up again. I still think that the minimum amount of food should be brought in somehow to address that. If you bring something, you have to take it home with you that day. So volunteers should bring food for themselves. And it's mostly for cleaning up after themselves, so that they're, but I don't know if that's something that the Board of Health.
Well,
could-
do you want to add that as, we could drop that in and make that
That come
down
under
here on the
etiquette?
second page. We have 17 items there.
I know.
We can stick it in there somewhere and make it number 18.
Well, I
Food
think
shall
it's-
not be left out in the kitchen, or at the end of the day, who's ever working that ended before we close, make sure, all food is put away. Some of that is in here,
Right, right.
that we keep in the kitchen, but we certainly can add a piece of that here.
if you bring something, please take it home or whatever, so that the refrigerator's not full of
So
stuff.
Ellie, you want to work with me on just
Sure, yeah.
putting that little bit in there?
You
Okay.
could put it lots of places. You could put it, I think, under etiquette. You could put it under the guidelines, whichever you want.
I think it's more etiquette.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
thinking.
so you want to make that as
Number
number 11?
Yeah.
And Ellie, you're going to give me that language when we
Yep.
work on finalizing this?
You bring it, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like to bring stuff and share it. I know that's part of they've done for years, but the thing is, they should take it home and not leave it, you know?
Because it gets accumulated. I mean, I've had to clean out that refrigerator a couple of times.
Yeah,
We're just throwing it away.
yeah, they need to take
Yeah.
it home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else? Jean?
I just have a question about the Wednesday thing. Okay, I just have a question about the Wednesday cleanup. It probably doesn't need to be in there anywhere, but is it somewhere?
That's a good
Because
question.
Wednesday morning, I've gone, and Norma and a couple other people, to clean up. We tidy up and get rid of clothes that need to go, and
They always organize every Wednesday.
it's just a cleanup.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Every
So
Wednesday?
they are open on Wednesdays. They,
Go in and you do.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
do
come
all
on
the
on
work.
Wednesdays, they do the cleanup to get ready for Saturday.
Great.
And boy, do they make a difference. After a weekend of being crazy, they go in on Wednesday and get everything back organized.
Yeah. So that would come under operational, I would think.
Yeah, no, and I'm looking for that.
But not as, no one's expected to come. I mean, it's
It's
not
a
part-
volunteer,
it's-
basically.
it's
Yeah, they
not-
just do it.
Yeah.
Been doing it for years.
They go really early.
Sounds like a well-run machine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to add that? I'm not
Might
quite
as
sure
well
how
tell
we
them
do, because it's, they do it, it's not required to be done, they just do it.
What do you think, Larry?
Well, I think you should add
I do
it.
too.
That's a great suggestion, but you could make it simple, say, Wednesday mornings are reserved for weekly cleanup.
There you go.
And that way it leaves it open for people to come in, because it sounds like really an important
Right,
activity.
ooh,
And
I
if people
wonder-
are volunteer for it anyway, you don't have to beat them up on it, but just say, make a time frame that
Yeah,
they'll be open.
not to the public, though.
Yeah,
It's not
Right.
open to the public.
right.
Yeah.
Just say it's reserved for staff,
Reserved for-
volunteers
Volunteer.
Volunteers for cleanup.
for cleanup.
Sounds good.
Would you say for organization and cleanup, or just cleanup?
Let's call it cleanup.
Yeah, we call it cleanup, they organize, they sweep, they put things away, they neaten things up.
Sounds
Yeah,
like it,
Yep, you gotta go in and make it
Make
look
it
good for the
nice.
clientele.
yeah.
Because often, right at the end of a shift on Sunday, you might just get inundated
there.
with people.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff can go into one of the trailers. So during that Wednesday, they can get some of that stuff out in the trailer and out, into the display so people have items to pick up.
Saturday morning, yeah.
So we're gonna add that piece about volunteers, coming in, on Wednesdays for cleanup. And we'll add that to the operational portion, so maybe like number 18,
Yes,
Yes.
that's, I think.
okay?
Well,
Nope, 17's still there.
stay in there, yeah.
Anything else? So if we can, first of all, I'd like to make sure that the committee is okay with letting Ellie and I and Bim just making these final changes.
Yes, wonderful, thank you.
So can I have a motion to that effect?
Yes.
Just say so move.
So moved.
Motion to that effect.
Okay, yeah, okay, so you move, and I have a second.
fine.
So all's in favor?
Aye.
That's fine.
Okay, great.
And then we'll see that after to vote on it, or are you guys just gonna do it?
Well, what we can do is we can put it together.
And then just show us
I
the
can
whole thing?
email it to you,
Okay.
and then we can get it into a selectman's packet.
Perfect.
Great.
What's our goal for that? This month or next month?
I'd like to get it to them as soon as I can, because I'd love to have their input.
Yeah, I agree.
The sooner the better. So, I'm hoping that, we can work on some of this next week and button this up while it's fresh in our heads. And, from there, Larry will instruct us.
What are you thinking, Larry?
Well, I first think I don't get to instruct many people, so we'll see how this goes. But I think that's appropriate. I think if we, the agenda items and the material for the pack has to be in the Wednesday before the meeting. And so I think that pushes us into having this ready by the, last week in January for the first week in February.
That sounds, yeah.
I think that's a good time frame to look at. You have this going on. I was talking to Eric before. When I think about this, I think it would be good to put all this in the packet, but I think a presentation is critical as well to explain it to the board. And I would like to see you, and I can help you do this. I'm sure you don't need my help, but to put in some PowerPoint presentations of the key points. So you're not reading the whole document to them, but you give them the opportunity to what the highlights are, the things you're looking at. And that can be presented as a draft, and then we can put it on the agenda again, and they'll probably ask, like a week or two later, by the time they have a chance to review it, and then hopefully we're ready to go, take a final vote.
That's good.
But I think that's the structure. So if we do that, if we get in February and then say a couple weeks to have a chance to review it, yeah, we're talking. I don't know with COVID what we're talking about, but we're at that point. It's reasonable to say we could be open in May, maybe
That's
April.
what I was hoping, April or May.
Maybe
yeah.
April or May. But that gives us a chance to. I know Eric and you're pushing hard on it, and that's important. But I also want to slow walk it in a bit, that we be sure we give people a chance to consider it, and because I want it to come out positively. And the best way to do that is be sure what you're doing is that there's input.
No, and we can talk about that as well, as getting a packet together and the information, to show them, what we've done to get where we are, and then, a PowerPoint presentation that we can provide at some point to them at a meeting. I think that would all be helpful.
And is
Wait.
that,
If I may, I think the presentation is also critical because, as we know, there were some selectmen that were concerned about a couple points. And I think those are easily refuted, but we should be upfront and refute them. We had the concern about the police. Well, it turns out they were there one time, basically. Concern about traffic, that seems to be non-existent, basically. So there's almost a rumor mill of things going on. And I think your question, Bim, about why do volunteers need something? And I think you could mention, well, they're volunteers, but we have it under control. It's limited, and so it's working out when we're watching that. So I think it gives us a chance to address some points that people have raised and make it a positive event.
And it is a different mindset than what it was maybe in 2016, 2017, where, there was a different message. And I just think this is a much better message and a much better run operation.
COVID was a bad thing, but it was also a good thing that we could regroup and change positions and different people, and, there was a lot that's happened.
Well, there's nothing easy about this, and getting this back up and running again. So, and I didn't think it was, like I said, we weren't operationally deficient before, but this is helpful because
This is giving
we're
us a chance.
getting this all refreshed.
I have a question. What should we name the shift leaders? I mean, I know I'd like to be a shift leader like I was in the last few years, but at some point, when they do the selectmen, if they know, like some of the board members are going to be shift leaders, that would.
If they raise the issue, we can indicate who have been shift leaders in the past, and we haven't gone and voted or talked to any about that yet, so, but, you know, we certainly can let them know who supervisors were in the past.
Right,
I
right.
mean,
But I'm saying,
and-
we're gonna decide on that anyway, right?
Yeah,
So,
and, you know, I'm thinking that those who were doing it in the past will probably want to do it, you know, when we have the opportunity to open again.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's probably more detailed than you want to put forward now. I think the point you want to make is that shift leaders will be, possibly past experience will be well vetted, to be sure it goes well, and not tie your hands into, you know, what we don't know at the moment.
We also wanted to, at some point, go over there and look at the site together. And, you know, so do we have to wait until the selectmen approve
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise they say, no, we're,
And then we
Well,
just,
Larry's saying no, so.
oh, really?
I mean, you can go look at the site anytime, there's nothing, I don't see why you, I think it'd be critical to do that, but I don't see any reason why you can't do that anytime you can organize it.
yeah.
As long as you contact Link so he knows you're coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need to be, selectmen need to be involved with that, because that's part of your getting information for the plan.
Yeah. So that can be down the road.
That's good.
I think that's just up to you.
You know, what we'll do, maybe at our next meeting, we'll schedule a time
Yeah,
to see if we can get in there and, you know, give an opportunity maybe to check with Link to find out what is a good time.
mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, really. All right, getting back to this. If there are no other changes, can we vote to accept this as amended, and then Bim and I and Ellie will make the amendments, and we'll get them to you in an email? Sound like a plan?
Yes.
So, with that, can I have a motion to accept the treasure chest operational plan guidelines as amended?
Yes, I make a motion to accept the treasure chest amended guidelines as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second it.
I'm second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. That's a great thing. Okay, we're going to move on to new business, which is discussion of the sticker program for Harwich residents' access to the treasure chest. So, I don't really know all that much about the sticker program. I mean, I thought that the sticker program was you went to town hall and wherever you got your dump sticker, you got your treasure
Yep.
chest sticker. Is that how that works,
Yes,
Heather?
Chamber of Commerce, or wherever.
Yes.
Yep.
So where were the different locations that a sticker could be picked up?
The chamber and the town hall.
Town hall, I think.
At community center,
Well,
Oh, yeah,
how
and the
about
community center.
Community center, because they give out
that's where you,
beach and dump stickers there
Mhm.
for,
So was it the town hall then, or was it the community center? Because I'm,
well, once they finish that,
well, yeah, for a limited time at the community center, I think, and then after that, you have to go to town hall.
okay,
But when it first, you know, when you first need them, in the
yeah,
beginning, like
yeah.
maybe it's April, May, and June.
So-
go to the
And then
community
I
center.
thought also at the Chamber of Commerce.
They did it
Yes,
once.
they
Yeah.
did have done that before.
That's where I
We
got
did
mine.
vote on having a price on the sticker. We did vote on that. And Liz is the only one that did not vote, that she wasn't interested in having a cost with that, if we look back in the minutes.
is it up to us? Isn't it up to the selectmen?
I don't know, we voted on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think it's up to the, it's more of,
It
you know, I
is,
think
we're-
it's for
that's
them
one
to
of the
set
things-
the.
Yeah, that is in our preview of setting fees, and I think, you all know this, but in the past, the recommendation was, I think the process for getting the stickers worked well. You can get them at, you know, when at the community center worked, it's a shorter time period, but they're always available at town hall, they're available at, as you mentioned, chamber. So I don't think that's the issue. The question before the recommendation was made that we charge for the stickers. I think it was $5 was recommendation.
Yeah,
And the board at that time declined that. The sentiment was that, you know, we had people that were maybe in difficult times anyway, why could we charge for a sticker for the, kind of, didn't make sense to have a treasure chest so we could help people and then charge them for that help.
Mhm.
And so we ate that as part of the general fund. I don't know.
Well,
It still makes sense to, I
I
mean, $5 isn't going to hurt. I don't think that, you can still make that recommendation, then the board will kick it around. It's a different board now. They may decide that makes perfect sense. And last time they didn't, they voted against it. So people could get the stickers at no charge, so. But that doesn't prevent your vote. But this is one area where we do have the final
if we
say.
charge $5, then where does that $5 go?
Well,
Goes back to the selectmen ultimately, I believe.
It went
If
back
we
in,
don't charge anything, who pays for the stickers? Where does that money come from?
it comes from the general fund, so it has to be so it's money that would be spent elsewhere. What I don't know is how much that costs us for the
Okay,
stickers.
that's what I.
But it comes out of the general fund, and if we charge for stickers, we go back into that, so it would help, its overall budget, so it would balance out the sticker cost.
if I
To
could,
answer your question, it's not a separate, doesn't go in or out of a separate category just for stickers. That would become a line item in the budget, and then we'd,
Okay.
replenish that.
What were you gonna say?
the reason that I thought the $5 is a good idea is that at one point, it cost the town $10,000 to get rid of the, they said, to get rid of the garbage, that stuff that we did not want. From people that were going through the things in their garbage, so we threw that out. We didn't want any cost to the town to dump the dumpster. The second thing is, if we're talking about getting everyone outside, it'd be nice to have some kind of little booth or something so that people that are older or, I think with the youngest ones that there is a comfortable place for someone to go and do the sticker, to be able to be comfortable and not standing there in the freezing cold year round, I just think that it would benefit the town, to be able to have that money, to be able to say that we can take care of ourselves and get rid of the trash instead of it costing the town anything for that. And I think that it shouldn't be added into the town sticker, the dump sticker, because, like myself, I get my trash picked up. So it would have to be, in my opinion, $5 is not a lot of money just to use the treasure chest, because it costs people a lot more to get rid of their things than $5. That's just my thought on it.
I think that's a good idea about the cost of the sticker, though, because dump fees are up every place. I just heard someone give a talk on recycling, and they were saying that, the costs have gone up, I don't know, it
The other
sounds like
thing is, I don't-
fivefold.
I don't think $5 is gonna, kill anybody to cough up $5. I mean, $5 isn't much.
The coffee.
I don't know.
So we
I mean,
can,
depends
we
how
can
you wanna look
recommend.
at it.
Yeah, we could make
We
a
could do a
recommendation that,
It's not up to
we,
us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We
Okay.
could
think
recommend
a
it,
fee
and
of
if they say yes,
$5
they say
should be
yes.
charged for the treasure chest sticker.
That's it.
Right. And
That would
then
pay for the stickers too. It costs a lot for the stickers. I think they were saying it costs $6,000 or $7,000 for the stickers themselves. If we're paying those, then we won't have any complaints,
And what you can say is, Larry makes a great point. We're trying to help people and benefit them and provide this to them, and why should we be charging for them for this? But at the same time, $5 is a nominal amount.
Right.
Yes, it is, and
It just helps pay for the
50,
stickers themselves.
So, we're talking plus or minus $5 here.
I think we're trying to diffuse operational costs of
Right.
the treasure chest,
That's
right?
right.
As we said, dumping fees or,
So we could just say that, so I would say then, make a motion that we should recommend to the selectmen that a fee of $5 should be charged for the treasure chest sticker.
You just did it.
Okay, just say so moved.
Say-
Or just say, motion to that effect.
Motion in
Can
effect.
I want a motion to that effect, say so moved.
So moved.
Okay. Somebody second it.
Thank you.
second.
Okay, all's in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
Can we talk about problems with stickers? We seem to run out, and people show up with stuff, and they would like, they wish they had had a sticker, but the town hall's closed, or,
So Janet mentioned this to me, and we had this discussion, and again, in being flexible. So, okay, somebody comes on a Saturday, the typical scenario. I can't get my sticker, there's no place on a Saturday, how's my sticker? I'm a Harwich resident, I want to drop some stuff off. Show me your license. If you got a valid if you can show me you live in town,
Yeah.
then let them drop it off. Let them pick it up and just say, hey, this is where you can pick up your sticker, We know everybody who is in and out. I mean, after a while, you just know who your clientele is. And do it that way, and just be nice about it.
Is it legal? I mean, I'm just wondering legal-wise. I mean, I don't see any problem
If
with that,
somebody's
but,
showing me their license and they're from the town of Harwich, or
Right.
they can show
Okay.
me that they live here,
okay,
I'm thinking that's enough to
I agree.
let them in the door.
I agree.
I agree.
And Janet said that they had done that in the past.
I didn't know that, but,
So,
Yeah.
so is that legal, Larry? Can we issue them at the gate? Can we
Well,
take money?
I
No,
think
we
it's
can't take
legal,
money.
but
Can't take money,
Yeah.
but you can let them
I
drop
think
it
it's
off.
legal, but I think you're also kind of a slippery slope, especially since Chamber of Commerce is open 7 days a week during the summer. So,
no.
if they don't have a sticker, they could go over and buy one or get one, wherever their case is, before they go in, before they get rid of their stuff. It's not like,
They
the
close.
stickers are available.
So if we don't allow somebody to show their, then we
You can say you're
should try to
welcome.
find a place that they can get a sticker 7 days a week to accommodate them if they want one.
Right. And there is a place. The Chamber's open 7 days a week.
They were closing early. Some of the issues we were having was that they were closing.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe during the pandemic, but normally they're open
Okay, okay.
because, that's what they do. They're visitor center for tourists, and so they're open all the time.
Well, if
So
we
I-
have
I'm not
someplace
sure,
that's
you know,
open
Well, that
7
must have
days,
been rare, though. Most
then,
people know
you
they
know,
needed
I'm
a
happy.
sticker to go.
And
not
I'm
a-
happy with telling somebody that they are gonna have to get a sticker
Right.
too. So that's fine. And I feel more comfortable telling somebody they can go somewhere and get a sticker,
But they're
and
open.
then go get the sticker and come
Right,
back.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
And not upset somebody. So, okay, we'll just wanna make sure that we have,
Enough stickers, print up enough, because I think,
Because,
Well-
we ran into some problems with, they ran out of stickers altogether.
Well, they have that experience so that
problem.
they can order, they can order more than they did last time. I mean,
Right,
that's not as difficult. My final comment, if I may, is I love the idea of having a booth or something going in.
Thank you.
Not only for the reasons you've stated, but it does send a strong signal that we're checking for stickers. Something visible that
That's right.
people can see.
Thank you for that. It's so cool. I would have normally been out there this weekend when it's this cold, so.
And there might not be enough time, but maybe students at the Monomoy High School could build a booth, woodworking
Maybe the
class
tech school
someplace,
prob- Or maybe the tech school.
or the tech
Oh,
school, that's
there you
what I
go.
meant. Yeah,
They do a lot for the town.
yeah.
There you go. That's a great idea.
other than that, I can't think of any problems. I mean, it's a great system, but there were bumps along the road,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so.
We do have people that, like I said, either the town hall wasn't open or the chamber was, just different things. But,
Yeah.
we'll have to figure it out like we do, Eric. We'll just have to.
Are they only down on the
so
weekends?
we'll continue the discussion on the stickers.
Okay,
This is good discussion.
Yeah.
We'll set up a meeting in February, see if we can continualize, maybe finalize discussion of the stickers. By that time, we'll have the amended operational plan / guidelines out, and we'll be working on that. So let's, again, focus on stickers, and at that meeting, we'll also schedule a time to get into the treasure chest to look it out and scope it out.
Sounds good.
Does that make sense?
And the
Um,
only thing I want to say, if we are interested in the tech school building something, we'd probably want it built by May, and I know high schools start to wind down. Maybe at the end of April, they're not going to take on new projects. So just a thought, I don't know how it works there, but I used to work in a high school, and
If you wanted to contact, any of us are welcome to contact and see what they're interested in, and then bring it back to the board, like if they'd be interested. We'd be thrilled if somebody's interested in doing something,
anyone know anyone there? Anybody who handles woodworking or
No,
craft? No,
but-
okay.
might be,
Well, I know that Link's guys, they build all sorts of wooden
oh my
type
gosh,
items.
look at this.
So, they might just know, or Link might just know of something like that.
oh, okay.
They might have kicking around. I don't know. You know, I always think it's best to check in-house first.
Okay, there you go. You wanted to
So,
call.
do you want me to call Link?
Yeah,
Okay.
That way, a lot of people would be more apt to go out there if than standing out there in the weather. You know what I mean? More people, if they're in a comfortable position. Yeah, yeah.
okay, date for our next meeting. I can't do the 10th of February. I have dental surgery.
Oh,
So that's a Thursday. And, you know, I was thinking that would be a good one, but, so I was thinking the,
17?
yeah, is that the following Thursday?
Must be.
so what's the day?
February 17th,
February 17th. 5 o'clock here?
5 o'clock. Bim, you're gonna go downstairs tomorrow and.
Tomorrow.
And, right, and sign the
She's
room
good at
out.
that.
Okay, so
We
I
all,
don't
we all
forget.
have our role to play.
Regarding all of this, does anybody see that there will be any more changes made? Because I don't want Eric to go through all that work again, and the next meeting, we end up amending things
No,
again.
that's fine. We're all gonna be
Okay.
doing this. I mean,
I
the
know,
changes are
but-
easy for me to make. I mean, I've already typed it all in.
I just feel bad because we keep amending things.
Right,
and
well, this
No,
is
no,
it.
It prolongs everything.
Tweaking it's okay.
Okay,
Getting it right's important.
right.
And putting a packet and demonstrating the efforts
that's-
we put and where we're at is important, so we'll get
So
there.
far tonight, everybody is in agreement with
Yeah,
everything that
yeah,
we've done?
yeah.
Okay, good.
So can I have, first of all, so we're gonna meet on the 17th?
17th at 5.
Okay, so that's great, we
Go
set
tomorrow
that.
and write us in.
There's nothing more, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so I so moved, do I have a second? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.